Genova is a city in the capital of the Italian region of Liguria and the sixth largest city in Italy. In 2023, almost 600,000 people lived within the city's administrative limits. Genoa has historically been one of the most important ports on the Mediterranean. It is currently the busiest in Italy and in the Mediterranean Sea, and 12th busiest in Europe. Genova was the capital of one of the most powerful maritime republics for over 7 centuries, from the 11th century to 1797. Particularly from the 12th century to the 15th century, the city played a leading role in the commercial trade in Europe, becoming one of the largest naval powers of the continent and considered among the wealthiest cities in the world. The historical center, also known as the Old Town, is one of the largest and most densely populated in Europe. Genoa is also home to the University of Genoa, which has a history going back to the 15th century, when it was known as Genoense Athenaeum. The city's rich cultural history in art, music, and cuisine allowed it to become the 2004 European Capital of Culture. It is the birthplace of Christopher Columbus, Niccolò Paganini, Renzo Piano, and Grimaldo Canella, founder of the House of Grimaldi, among others. Nestled between the sea and the mountains, and between the two Riviera di Liguria, Genova offers visitors a lot of entertainment, breathtaking views, and unforgettable moments. So here are the things to see in Genova, with the best attractions and things to do. The Old Port. The ancient port was the nerve center of the commercial and economic activities of the city in past centuries. This port area is now the most loved point of the city by Genoese and visitors, full of attractions and entertainment. Here, in addition to a nice walk or an aperitif in the sun, you can also visit many interesting things. The Aquarium of Genoa, Galata Museum of the Sea, the Biosphere, a wonderful glass and steel bubble that recreates a tropical environment with butterflies and birds inside. At the Old Port, you can also go up to 40 meters high with Bigo, the panoramic lift. The Palazzi dei Roli. Another unmissable visit of the center of Genoa is Via Garibaldi, also known as Strada Nuova, even though it actually has over 5 centuries of history. This area of the city contains the most beautiful and prestigious building in Genoa called I Roli. Piazza de Ferrari. Piazza de Ferrari is the main square in Genova, a meeting place for important city events. At the center of this large square is the spectacular bronze fountain that enchants with its water games. Important buildings overlook it: the Carlo Felice Theatre, the Palazzo dell'Accademia Ligustica di Belle Arti, Palazzo Ducale, Palazzo della Regione Liguria, and Palazzo della Nuova Borsa. Porta Soprana. Porta Soprana dates back to the 9th century and is the only ancient entrance door to the city that has remained intact. This medieval stone building is truly impressive and is the real symbolic entrance to the historic center. House of Christopher Columbus. A stone's throw from Porta Soprana is the House of Christopher Columbus, a very popular monument for both Italian and foreign visitors. It is a house museum dedicated to the traveler who discovered America. It was rebuilt in the 18th century on the remains of the original house where the explorer spent his youth. The Carugi, the alleys of Genoa. The historic center of Genoa is the largest in all of Europe. It is a labyrinth of shady alleys bordered by colorful houses that develop vertically, which in Liguria they call Carugi. The Carugi are hundreds, and the risk of getting lost without admiring the most beautiful is very frequent. Here are the most famous. From Piazza Loading, go up in Via al Ponte Reale. From here, after 100 meters, admire Piazza Banchi and the Loggia della Mercanzia. Head to Via San Luca, one of the most charming and picturesque alleys in Genoa. Continue to Via del Campo, where Fabrizio De André lived and wrote the famous song about it. If you are a lover of Genoese songwriters, you should definitely visit the museum which takes its name from the famous song by Fabrizio De André. Via del Campo 29 Rosso is a small but really well-kept museum. The theme of the exhibition is the Genoese school, which made the history of Italian music. Esplanade of Castelletto. Genova is full of panoramic points, but one of the most beautiful is definitely Spianata Castelletto. In this place once stood the fortress of Castelletto, which was in fact leveled in 1849. This explains the origin of the name. This square in the historic center can be reached via a wonderful Liberty-style lift, which can be taken from Piazza Portello or alternatively with a beautiful panoramic road. The Lantern. It was built in 1353, and this impressive lighthouse, 170 meters high and built on a 40-meter high rock, is the tallest in the Mediterranean. Remember, it's the lantern, not the lighthouse. Today, it is possible to visit it by climbing a rather steep staircase of 172 steps, reaching the first terrace. Boccadese. Boccadese is an ancient fishing village of the city of Genoa, which is part of the Albaro district and is located at the end of Corso Italia. The airport of Genova, also named Christopher Columbus Airport, is built on an artificial peninsula 7 kilometers west of the city. The main railway stations are Genova Brignole in the east and Genova Principe in the west. Via del Campo.